This is Ventrait, a commercial photo agency. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can open up more time to grow your photo business, how I did this for Ventrait and still do this, and at the end, we will give 3 actionable items that can save you time and get you creating more now. In 2020, amidst the pandemic, I jumped full-time into photography. The only issue was I had no money and was bringing in barely enough work to keep myself afloat. Therefore, like most of us, I obviously had to get a job. Which brings me to the first important decision, selecting a job that would be flexible around photography. Now, since photography requires light, this meant I needed a job that was primarily at night. I found a restaurant job that was as high paying as possible. I applied to several and got rejected from a few as well because I was picky. I wanted a position that made as much money as possible, therefore allowing me to work in the restaurant the least amount of days possible. When I began, I was working about 5 nights a week, starting at 5 p.m. and working until 3 a.m. Then I would wake up around 8 a.m. and work on building Ventrait. This allowed me to work a full 8-hour day before heading back to bartend the following day at about 5 p.m. And yes, this was incredibly exhausting. So how long did I do this for? The least amount of time possible, which gets to number 2, gas to clutch ratio. If you've ever driven a manual vehicle, you know the gas and the clutch are a balance. So this works the same way when you are working to grow the photo business. It also needs to balance the same way with your side job. What I mean by this is as business increased for Ventrait gradually, I gradually requested less shifts bartending. This is the beauty of selecting a side job with flexibility. Over the span of 2.5 years bartending, I think I requested less shifts more than 4 separate times, from 5 days a week to 4 days a week to 3 days a week, and then even to 1 day a week. I worked hard at the restaurant to ensure that when the time came to make these requests that my managers would have no solid reason to deny. And technically at this restaurant, working 1 day, or a lot of restaurants, working 1 day is not really allowed as it's a scheduling nightmare, but I worked 1 day a week for about 8 months. Now, most are probably wondering what the hell is the point of even working 1 day a week? It's significant when you are living frugally, which leads to number 3, be comfortable financially uncomfortable. The most I made in my 2.5 years bartending was when I first started and was working full-time 5 nights a week. This kept up for about 6 months and I was making around $5,000 a month. The problem was this left me exhausted when it came to Ventrait, and growth within the business, which is what I wanted to do most of the time, was definitely suffering. So I decreased to 4 days a week and brought in around $4,000 a month, even when Ventrait was not bringing in any more consistently. Then I dropped to 3 days a week, making $3,000 a month, even when Ventrait was still not bringing in consistent work regularly, but did begin to bring in some more. The point here is you need to constantly increase your time for your business, even if that means living more uncomfortable. So, number 4, time is more important than money. When you think about taking $2,000 pay cut to your monthly pay, that hurts very much. It may even seem impossible or insane, but hear me out. Let's say you work the average 40-hour week or 160-hour month. That would mean you are sacrificing around $12 an hour. Do you think your dreams or future are worth $12 an hour? I hope you do. For me, this is a no-brainer. This meant sacrificing a bit more now so that later I will be able to do more of what I love forever. The other thing to think about is if you are using your time wisely, then you will make more money in your business to replace some, definitely not all, but some of that lost cash. Which leads me to our next point, number 5, you are now managing your own time. Manage hard. Do not waste the time you are fighting for. This means you cannot sit and watch YouTube videos for 5 hours when you need to be working on photography or scaling the photo business. If you don't have work coming in, go shoot, do outreach, just be taking action. Figure out what routine best works for you, stick to it, and adapt. For example, I found out that I am far more effective when working on the strategy items like sales and administrative tasks in the morning, and then saving operations like editing and more of the creative side for later. I also found that I need to time block my calendar so that I am aware of my time as the day progresses and can shift accordingly. Lastly, Number 6, get creative and find solutions to save you more time. I've been stepping on the gas lately with these videos. that you're watching right now, and I spend a lot of time writing the scripts and planning for these. But what takes the most time is trying to remember and recite lines and then edit all that mess later. I've been spending entire days having to chop out all the mistakes and make myself not sound like a complete idiot. And I mean, like, look down, look up, look down. So therefore, I bought this teleprompter device that I'm using currently off Amazon that lets me read the script while looking at the camera. Interested to hear if you notice. This will save me loads of time though in the long run, therefore it was well worth the investment. But yeah, let me know if you noticed a big difference. I'm curious to see. In conclusion, here are the 3 actionable items that can save you time and get you creating more now. Number 1, track editing time rigorously for a week. Take note on the amount of time you do anything else in that time frame. If you pick up your phone, track that. If you hop on YouTube, track that. Even if you just get up to wander around for 15 minutes, track it. This is the best way to see how much time you are wasting, and better than that, you can see how much time you could use more effectively. Number 2, request an additional day, a week off, if your job allows it, obviously. I think this is difficult for most to do as it feels strange asking an employer always. It is uncomfortable to make less money than you're used to, but try to think long term. That 1 extra day a week adds up. And number 3, within your photo business, what do you enjoy the most and what do you enjoy the least? Execute the least favorable item at the start of your day and the favorite activity at the end. This allows you to execute more efficiently and in general has helped up my productivity a lot. So yeah, that's all I got for today. Hopefully you felt like this was helpful on some level. If you could leave a comment, I don't know, something we should create a video on next week, that'd be great. Feel free to ask questions. That also helps us come up with topics. Thanks for tuning in. Adios.